Okay, that's there, that's there, that's that. One more to go. This is the big doohickey. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening?
Seriously, shut the fuck up.
In the lane, the snow's glistening. No, honey?
No Christmas.
No Christmas tunes? Some people might like Christmas tunes. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Wow. Alrighty. Ready to roll. Hey, Vera MC. Wow. Well, good evening. Let's just get started. Find out what's going on. I'd like to find out what happened today. How do we do that? Well, we do that by going something like this. Abelmall still didn't sell? And JD didn't sell. Holy cow. $400, 131. Holy crap. Leo, how's it going? And William's here. Brenda, Casey, Contapat, Urban Mike. Nice to see you guys. Turn it off. There we go. That works. Uh-oh. That didn't work. I hit the wrong button. Try this one more time. Joe Crane's here. Joe Crane. Okay. Walking around in women's underwear. Public. There we go. Bloody jolly good. That works for me, eh? Alright, let's try it one more time. There we go. Alright. So, wow, that's a weird angle. Let's see, way over here. Alright, so, Godzilla. Do you mess around with any altcoins? Sorry, Godzilla, I don't do that. No altcoins for me. I stick to dividend stocks only. No crypto, no forex, no futures, none of that kind of stuff. Alright, so let's get started. Abelmall, for some strange reason, just kept going down 3 days in a row, and I have Abelmall at 400 the damn things. Alright. And then they don't have a dividend for quite a while. Damn it. Hey, Doc Botox is here. How's it going there, Mr. Doc? Alright. Let's pick up where we left off last night with some Apple. AAPL. Everybody likes Apple. Why not? Alright. Let's put this away. And there was some more profit taken today with Apple. Imagine that. Howdy, Mr. Al's here. Huh. Well, Apple last year, a year ago today with 165, we dropped all the way down for the low of the year, the end of April of last year. Okay, at the end of April, we had the bottom at 162.80. Okay, we jumped up to 198.44. Back, Alex, thank you for that. Back down to 165, back up to the high of the year. Would you buy PayPal for long term? No, you know what? I'll take a look at PayPal and I'll tell you why. It's PYPL. Okay, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. All right, but we'll take a look at PayPal in a little bit. Yeah, I got that, PYPL. Now, the last 90 days. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Back again. Back. All right, 90 days. Okay, 90 days ago. Here we are right here, 90 days ago. She jumps up, and she just keeps on falling down to the bottom. Okay, so 90 days ago, we were at 182.16. Okay, the high of the 90-day period was 196.38. Okay, so from 196.38, she drops down to 179, back up to 191. Oops. Last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago today, so last month, 30 days ago. All right, we opened up at 171.17. From there, we had a 30-day high 3 days later. Okay, 3 days later, we're at a 30-day high with Apple, and that was 178.67. Now, from there, she drops down. It takes her 3 weeks to find the bottom on the 10th, which was four trading days ago. Okay, and that was a bottom of 167.11. Now, last Thursday, huge up day. Do you see it? Look at this. Big day last Thursday. And then Friday, up even higher. I'm still short on Apple. Okay, now, Jonathan, where did you go short from? Okay, being short is one thing, but where did you get in on your short? Okay, was it before last Thursday? Trinity Money Club. Hi, how are you? Maya Photo, $200. Alrighty, thank you for that, Maya Photo. Alright, so Thursday and Friday, both of them jumped up. Throughout the night, please continue to guide the group on managing selling calls during declines. Well, that is a great plan. Well, now, Secretariat has to say, you really got to be careful when stocks start to go down as you sell your options. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. After I finish up with Apple, then I'll go into the example that I actually did today because I seen things are going down. Since really 195 BTH. Okay, what is TBH? Typical bonehead. That's my dad used to call me when I was little. TBHer. How is Microsoft? MSFT. We'll take a look at it. Actually, it's on the list for us to take a look at tonight. Oh, to be honest, there you go. So you were in at 195 and you bought the puts or you sold the puts because it's really kind of it's really kind of important to know which side you're on. Are you wanting, if you bought puts, you're hoping to go down. If you sold puts, you're hoping it stays where it is or whatever. But, you know, since 195, so it's at 169, all right? So bought Microsoft at 421, sold at 416. Oh, that's good. All right, but we'll take a look at Microsoft in a little bit. Now, right now we're at 169. Now, we all know that Apple, thinking of Microsoft and Apple at the same time. Okay, we all know that Microsoft, there we go again, Apple. The blue line represents this year. Red line represents 10 years worth of data. So if you see January 1st to December 31st, has a tendency to go up every single year. Nice, smooth line with Apple. All right, now, that being said, we're down 2 days in a row, okay, which can be expected because you had this big jump up on Thursday and it went up again on Friday. So today and yesterday could be just part of the profit taking. We don't know if it's in a continuous downward trend at this moment in time. Because remember, Apple had some big lawsuits they had to pay off over in Europe. So that affected the stock. Okay. And also, from what I understand, Apple's not getting their phones and their iPads and all that crap made in China anymore. They're moving over to India. So I don't know how well that's affecting the price also. Yep. Now, I don't know if you want me to look at YEP or you're just agreeing with me. Yep. All right, so that's Apple. We'll take that off the list. Next, while we're looking at Apple, let's take a look at the numbers. So are they expecting a big jump for Apple? Now, that's not what I said, okay? What I said was we have some down, again, the 30-day high here. Okay, the 30-day high is here. The 30-day low was last week. Okay, and then you had two big days, Thursday and then Friday. Okay, and it challenged a new 30-day high. So you're going to have profit taking 1 day, 2 days. Is it going to continue down? I don't know. BA and Apple are always my shorts, so I'm losing quite often. Jonathan, I can't help you out with that one. All right. That being said, if somebody wants, now I won't jump into Apple until I see two bottoms that are going to the upside. Okay, 2 green days in a row. Okay, that could be tomorrow, could be the next day. I don't know. I buy puts. Nothing wrong with that at all, Jonathan. No, I don't see. I don't see the predictability and the consistency with the buying of puts. Now, the consistency that I see. Now, remember, I'm looking for safe, secure, predictable, and consistent. Safe, predictable, and consistent. Okay, I want consistent income. Now, the only way I can get consistent income is by using dividend stocks. Now, dividend stocks happen almost every single day. I sell puts to Jonathan. Why do you think between day trade, what do you think about the day trades and long-term versus swing? That's an interesting question. See, I try not to put too much time and effort into it. So, 2 green days you will buy, predicting it will go up. Not necessarily what I said. I said from here, you had 2 big green days here, okay, Thursday and Friday. That is a big jump from the 30-day. Gets 30-day bottom here. Okay, 2 days in a row, and it's challenging the 30-day high, which is over here. Okay, 30-day high is here. Okay, this was last Friday. Okay, then today and yesterday brought it back down again. So you got almost all your profit has been taken from here. See this? They jumped up and now we're almost back in even again with the 30-day bottom. Once it gets close to that 30-day bottom, I want to see 2 days to the upside for it to swing back up and go the other direction. So buy stocks before they pay dividends. That's correct. Okay, now I like to buy good, no, not just any dividend stock. It has to be a good quality dividend stock. Specifically, those that have increased their dividends for more than 20 consecutive years. Okay, 20 consecutive years or more. Dividend kings, dividend achievers, dividend aristocrats, dividend challengers, everything on Warren Buffett's list, any one of those. Do you have 3 stocks that have dividend growth that will pay each month between the 3? I have 150 different stocks that I look at, okay, and I rotate them based specifically on the EX dividend date. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is basically this. Okay, I take a look at the dividend dates, okay, of my stock list. Now, I have about 5 different stock lists, okay, all have different criteria in them depending on what I want to look at. Okay, the dividend kings, they increase for more than 50 consecutive years. Dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend achievers, dividend contenders, and then you have Warren Buffett's list. Okay, then I have a list of companies that are all over 100 years old and still consistently increase their dividends. So I have a bunch of different lists. So depending on where I am, it will depend on what I'm looking at. Okay, here's the dividend kings. Okay, over 50 consecutive years of increased dividends. Okay, so I want to make sure, because I'm retired, I want to make sure I have predictable and consistent income. Okay, safe, predictable, and consistent income, weekly basis. Kings for the win! Yay, Jonathan! Woohoo! Alrighty. Hey, you guys want to see something really funny? I'm going to show you something really funny. Let's go back here. Might get a kick out of this. I know I get a kick out of it every time I see it. This is my website. We're going to go over to my YouTube channel. Is stock your full-time thing? No, I'm retired now, so I don't do a whole heck of a lot of anything. Where can I find those stocks that pay dividends? You can go to Google and search for the Dividend Kings list. Oh, hold on a second. I'll show you right here. We go to Google. Okay, and we would. There it is right there. Dividend Kings list right in Google. Okay, and then you click on the very first one that pops up and say, look at that. 2024 Dividend Kings list, updated daily. all 56 analyzed. They analyze all 56 of the dividends. Okay, and you click right here. Click here to instantly download your free spreadsheet of all the Dividend Kings now, along with important investing metrics. Google, what a wonderful thing. All right, this is one I want to show you. It's really kind of funny. Okay, go to the oldest. This is the one right here. See if I can get a good shot of it. I guess that's going to be the best shot right there. See the t-shirt I'm wearing? Hold on.
Seriously. By picking just one company per month. Just one. That's 12.
See the t-shirt I'm wearing? I found it in my drawer. The exact same t-shirt, except for now it has a bunch of holes in it because it's like 15 years old now. But it's the exact same t-shirt. Okay, this was recorded like 12 years ago. I recorded this 12 years ago when my daughter was little. But
You could buy 12 different companies for the whole year and still make 20% a year. That is easy. One trade a month. Who can't do it? But you want to bump it up a little bit? Let's do 2 trades a month. 20 days. 20 days in the month of January? You can do 2. One every 10 days. Okay, so you get 2 January, 2 February, 2 March. Blah, 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 blah. 24 for the whole year. And if you get at least 2%, that's close to 50% a year. 50% per year. That's good.
gee, no, does that sound familiar? Okay, I've been saying that for over 15 years. You look at the video says, where was it? 11 years ago. My dad says covered calls are a great strategy, a little complex for beginners like me. Dividend capturing is easy. It requires less than 10 minutes a day. I'll eventually get to the covered calls when I understand a little bit more. That's my princess wrote 11 years ago. Anyway, I thought that was funny because I'm looking for a shirt to wear tonight, and I said, holy cow, I wear this one. It's got a bunch of holes in it now. But, you know, hey, it's 11 years old. All right, let's get back to where we were. All right, hey, look at this. Mama Apple showed up. How you doing over there, Mama Apple? Over here. Hi, James. Thanks for your job. I hope everyone who follows your channel can say the same. Well, I appreciate that, Alex. Far left, Teddy the Grump. Hey, you're back again. You were here a while ago. Anyway, so as I was saying, I use a dividend calendar to tell me when to buy the stocks. Okay, now, it takes a while to qualify a stock. But as you can see right here, okay, they've already done all the work for you. Click here to instantly download your free spreadsheet of all the Dividend Kings now, along with important investing metrics. All the information is right there. Okay, that's just for the Dividend Kings. They also have the Dividend Champions. They have the Dividend Contenders, the Dividend Aristocrats. This website has them all, and it's free. Okay. That being said, let's get back to some important stuff. All right. So we're looking at Apple today, if you like Apple. Now, TikToky, how are you doing? Hi, hi, hey, hey, hi, hi, ho, hey, hi. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to need to take a break one of these days. I'm getting a little, can we say burned out doing this thing every single day for almost, oh my God, it has been over 100 days. You broke the rule. Para is not an aristocrat. The stock is decreased. Far left, Teddy the Grump. Okay, Teddy, you're right. Now, I do say I do the Dividend Kings, the Dividend Aristocrats, the Dividend Champions, the Dividend Challengers, and the Dividend Contenders. I also do Warren Buffett's list. Okay, so just for the fun of it, let's go see what Warren Buffett has on his list. Okay, so let's go back. March. Now, what do we see here under Warren Buffett's list for the month of March? Paramount. I never said Paramount was on my list. I said I invest in some stocks that Warren Buffett does. Now, Warren Buffett does Paramount, which is not on my list. Warren Buffett also does Apple, which is not on my list. But I think everybody can unanimously agree with me that Warren Buffett kind of in a category above himself, by himself. Do you do sell in May and walk away? I have no idea what that means. Buffett has no idea why they bought it, but they have reduced. Okay, again, all right, it's on Warren Buffett's list. So I bought it because all the numbers worked. Okay, there's the dividend right there on the 14th. All right. Okay, it's on Warren Buffett's list. The very first list I look at is the Dividend Kings. That's 50 years of increased dividends. Of course, I'm going to look at that one first. Second list I look at is Warren Buffett's list. Third list I look at is the Dividend Aristocrats. And then I just work my way down the list from the top shelf Dividend Kings. 50 years or more of higher increased dividends. Second shelf, okay? We all know what top shelf means. Okay, top shelf means blue chip stocks, 50 years or more of increased dividend. Second shelf, second to the top, Warren Buffett's. Then the Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champion, Dividend Challenges, and so on and so forth. Did they add to Paramount? Thought they reduced. I have no idea. All I know is on Warren Buffett's list. So I don't know if he has, 100 shares, 50 shares, 5 million shares. I have no idea how much he owns. All I know is it's on his list, so it's on mine too. He was asked about Paramount, and he said he had no idea why they bought it. Okay, but still you're missing the point. The point is it's on his list. That's the only reason why I bought it. Okay, what do you do when the stock drops a lot and selling calls above your entry doesn't make very much? Well, Jeff Ryan, we're going to get to that at this moment because we're into Tuesday. Now, all you know, hypothetically, that have been following along, all right, he's got 905 million. Wow. Okay, so, my couple thousand is kind of pittance. So let's get back to the topic at hand. What happens when your stock drops? Well, perfect example. Last week I bought 6 positions. Okay, 6 positions last week. Not a single one got called away last week. I brought them into this week. Okay, so I tried selling the options on Monday. 3 of them worked, 3 of them didn't. So I tried selling those other 3 this morning, and some of them didn't. So I actually have, at this moment in time, a stock that is decreasing. And we'll take a look at that. Okay, let me finish up with Apple first, and we'll take a look. I'm not avoiding the question and saying that doesn't always happen. AMD, Comcast, sold 10 million in the last 30 days. Will you eventually let AI pick your dividend portfolio? Nope, not at all. I give you credit. You are being honest. Well, all my trades are online. I've not tried to hide anything. And yeah, I make mistakes all the time. Okay? BAC Healings 1.02. Yeah, okay. So anyway, there's Apple. So let's take a look at, because apparently someone's interested in it. Albemarle. A-L-T. Okay, Albemarle. All right. Now, let's take a look at Albemarle. Okay, I got 400 shares at 131. Okay, so I'm pretty sure my 400 shares don't mean diddly squat to anyone. But here's the thing. I'm into it at 131. Let's take a look at the numbers. All right. A year ago today, Albemarle was at 205. The high of the year, 248.04. The bottom of the year was the 4th of March, and that was 106.99. Well, good afternoon, Miss Jacqueline. 90 days ago. Let's take a look at the last 90 days. Right there. Okay, so 90 days ago, okay, we opened up at 125.50. 90-day high was 143.19. The 90-day bottom was 2 days later at 106.69. Now, the last 30 days, last 30 days, 30 days ago today was the previous 30-day bottom. Okay, we busted out a new 30-day bottom today, but the previous bottom was 30 days ago. Okay, so from there we went up, pull back up, pull back up, pull back up, pull back up, pull back. Okay, I like the movement. Up, pull back, up, pull back. That's what stocks do. They go up, they go down. Okay, you go up, profit taking brings them down. Okay, so the 30-day high was last week on the 9th, and that was 133.72. Now, if we go back 2 weeks ago, okay, let's go back 2 weeks ago. Okay, that's 1 week. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right here. The 11th. Okay, this is what we looked at on the 11th. Fascinating football videos. How are you doing? Alrighty. Okay, so this is my signal to jump into Albemarle. Okay, 30 days ago, we opened up at 119.37. She goes up 1 day, down 2. Up 2 days, down 1. Up 2 days, down 2. Up 3 days, down 1. And it was right about here. Okay, your previous 30-day high was here at 132.70. GL has as stock or dividend better. Yeah, GL's Globe Life, which is a monthly, and I don't do monthlies. We looked at that last night. All right, sorry about that, Pally. Okay, so this was my signal to jump in to Albemarle. Okay, our previous 30-day high was here. 2 days down, 1 day up. And look at this big down right here. This big, huge drop. What happens usually on a big, huge drop with a decent company? The very next day, you're going to have to the upside. Well, that happened on Friday. What happened the very next day? Monday, she gapped up. That's 2 days up in a row. I love 2 days up in a row. That was my indicator to jump in. So I jumped in last Monday. Okay, right here. And she kept going up, up, up. Okay, great. Today I have a time and want to be here for a while with you and your followers. Hey, Alex, thanks. WBA, Mama, we'll take a look at that one. Hold on, let me write this down. WBA. Okay, so as I was saying, my signal was a strong signal to jump in. All right, so I jumped in, and I got in at 131, which was, holy cow, right about here. Okay, so I jumped in 131, right about there, because it had enough room to challenge that previous 30-day high over here and still make my 1%. Okay, fine. But 2 days later, she started dropping, and everything dropped on Friday. Okay? Everything dropped on Friday. Pallywell, look up and away. Okay, sure. Okay, so that being said, all right, that was my indicator to jump in. So I did. I jumped in. I sold an option against it. I collected the premium. All right. So Friday, everything dropped. So I didn't meet my target. So I took Albemarle into this week. And Monday, okay, Monday she opened up higher, but then kept falling. And today she kept falling. So yeah, I have Albemarle at 131. Way the hell up here, which is not where I want to be at this moment. But remember what I say about the 5 rules. Never buy something you do not want to hold long term. I have no problem holding on to Albemarle. Okay, they're a decent company. Okay, now, never sell at a loss. I still own it. I have no intention on selling it at a loss. Albemarle, no, Albemarle, A-B-L-E-M-A-R-L-E, Albemarle, Albemarle, whatever it is, Albemarle, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, I have no intention in selling at a loss. Okay, I realize the stock goes down. Okay, I don't win them all. Okay, I think I may have lost money on one trade this year so far. But, you know, hey, I'm due for a loss. I admit it, Could this be? I don't know. I have two of them this week, Albemarle and JD. Okay, both of them options didn't sell, but I have no intention whatsoever of selling them at a loss. Albemarle. All right, Magic Mike, I stand corrected, or sit corrected, whichever one makes you feel better. But yeah, I could be wrong with it. Albemarle, whatever. JB, yeah, JD, not JB, JD. Like Jonathan Dickerson. Or Just Daily. I have no. All right, so anyway, yeah, so Albemarle did fall yesterday and today. Where's it going to be by this Friday? Don't know. Okay, so where am I with it? I'm in at 131. Now, I tried to sell the 128s yesterday, lower than my strike price. My strike price is 131. Okay? You're right, it is. How do you purchase these contracts? I don't purchase them, I sell them. There's a big difference. AMC, we'll take a look at AMC. AMC, we'll take a look at that, Max. So give us a little bit. So I tried to sell yesterday the 127 and a halves. Sorry, the 128s. Yes, there is. Apologies. How do you sell them? All right, champ, we'll get to that in a second. So yesterday I tried to sell the 128s. Didn't get filled. Okay, so today I tried to sell the 126s. 4 strikes out of the money. Okay, it still didn't get filled. She kept on dropping. Okay, so right now she's at 114. I still own it at 131. I haven't collected anything this week for it. Okay, so tomorrow I'm probably going to try the 122s because I don't want to go closer than 4 strikes out of the money. Okay, I might even go for the 121s and get 44 cents a share. It's better than nothing. It's far enough out of the money. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I might do the 119s. That's 5 strikes out of the money. Because right now she's 114. So 119 or 120. Deep into the left. Yeah, I get that one. All right, so that being said, all right, I will take a look at going either this week's 119s or the 120s because I want to bring in something, all right? Or I might even go to next week's 120s because that's bringing 198. That might be better. I don't know. What would you do if 122 calls signed? You would be at a loss with the purchase price at 131. That's exactly right. That's why I look at it every single day. All right? No, not able to concentrate at all. I'm getting a little bit flustered. Okay. I look at it every single day only to be aware of what's happening. Okay? So when you have your money invested and you rely on your money to come in consistently, okay, at a consistent, predictable amount on a weekly basis, you want to keep an eye on them on a daily basis. And that's basically what I do. I do most of my trades on Monday. Sometimes I'll do on Tuesday. Okay? And then $10 is better than the $17 loss. Well, Jonathan, I will take a look at it because we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have 3 days. If the number looks okay, fine. Okay, but if not, I'll look into next week's. But I want to go far enough out of the money where it has less of a chance of it being assigned. Okay, so the idea is a safe, predictable income. Now, I only have, I think, less than 20% into that trade. Okay, so I got 6 trades this week, and I like to keep them even. Okay, so that being said, what happens when a stock goes down? Well, that's when the gambling starts. Okay, I could sell the 131s, but they're not worth anything. Okay, I can go further out and sell the 131s because I'm selling more and more time. But then again, I'm looking at Albemarle. Okay, she's coming down. She's already made a new 30-day bottom. All right, so at what point, at what point do we say, all right, let's jump in and start buying? Okay, because it's up to us, you and me, the buyers. We decide when is too low for each and every stock. If we think 114 is inexpensive for Albemarle, then we'll stop buying it. If we think it's overpriced, then we won't buy it. That's what it all comes to. All right, so I have no problem holding on to it and collecting the dividend when it comes. That's why I do dividend stocks. Look, we're at 100. All right, you guys, we gotta get up over 100. This is silly. Okay, you gotta share that. Share the love. You know, like, subscribe, share. Okay. Do you also buy more to cost average your initial purchase price? Yes, sometimes I do. James, what is a ticker stock you're talking about? ALB. Alpha Lima Bravo. ALB. Okay. Hi all from Cincinnati, Ohio. Acula. You're back again. Okay, so hey, James, question, is LUV stock you've ever had in your portfolio? Yes, I have. Hold on 1 second. We'll take a gander at that one. Oh, wait a second. Over here. Yep, right there. Do you see it? LUV. 2,000 shares back in beginning of January. Okay, I bought it at 29 and I sold it for, I bought it at 28.96 and I sold the 29 calls for 39 cents. Made over 1.5% off that. Could you explain what you would do if a 122 call get assigned and 131 is your purchase price for ALB? Well, Rocky, it's all about the numbers. What I'll take a look at is, what am I going to sell the 122s at? Okay. Okay, right now it's at 114. The 122s 32 cents. And they're at the moment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 strikes out of the money. Okay, no, Jonathan, I'm not going to buy a 123. Okay, I don't buy options because options are a depreciating asset, especially for the last 3 days. That's just pissing money away. Okay, if I sold the 122s and I collect 32 cents a share, all right, it's only 120 bucks. Okay, fine, it's an extra 120 bucks for the week. Now, I own a number of positions myself. Lots to do on a Monday morning to get higher premiums. Yeah, Secretary, that's right. But here's the thing. If I decide to sell the 122s tomorrow morning, I will keep my eye open on what happens throughout the day. Okay? And then I will take a look at it tomorrow, Thursday morning, and I'll take a look at it Friday morning to find out how the stock's movement is going to affect the option price. Is it going to expire worthless? Is it going to expire in the money? What's going to happen? I can't answer the questions of tomorrow with what I know today. I know today that's at 114. It's at a new 30-day bottom. The 30-day high was last week. All right? So the 30-day bottom has got to stop at one point, turn around, and then go back up to the upside. When is that going to be? Is it going to be tomorrow? Is it going to be this week? Is it going to be next week? Is it going to be the week after? I mean, if we look back, okay, look where we are. The low of the year is 107. We're at 114. Are we going to make a new low of the year? I don't know. Okay, we were close to 140. What is that? 147. Okay, so 147. Sorry. 247. We're at 114 now. That's more than a 50% decrease. Okay, so how often does stocks decrease 50% and not turn around and move up? Will do. All right, so that being said, good evening. Energy transfer thoughts, we'll put that on the list. We'll take a look at it. Okay? All right, so that being said, what happens when a stock drops below and you have to start selling options below the strike price which you paid for it? That's your answer. It is a person-to-person risk. For me, I'll go 4 or 5 strikes out of the money. Have a lovely evening, Jacqueline. Do you ever sell the following week's option on a Friday if you know your current option will expire? You can't do that. You can't sell. Okay, they don't become worthless on a Friday. Even if they're in the money, okay, you have to either buy them back or wait for them to expire. And I have done that many times. Okay, but most of the time I let them expire over the weekend and then I'll sell something on Monday. But once in a while I will buy it back on a Friday and then sell the next Friday's out. But always about the numbers. Imaj Gill is watching over on Facebook. How are you doing over on Facebook? I had to apologize for this camera over here. Okay, the camera on Facebook is not the greatest in the world. I got a couple of other cameras that are on order, and as soon as I get them, I'll get rid of this one. This camera right here is not very good. All right. That being said, yeah, I make mistakes. So we have Albemarle, which is in the dumps at the moment, and so is JD. Okay. Now, JD, I dumped in at 27.96. Okay, 27.96. The last 30 days, we have a 30-day high at 28.39. What do you pay to buy back? Just a premium the buyer paid you? No. All right, let's say hypothetically I'll sell an option on a Friday on a Monday for like, let's say 80 cents. By Friday, that 80 cents is probably down to 1 or 2 cents. So as the week progresses, the value of that option decreases. Why can't you sell more on Friday without buying the others back? Mike, you can't do that because if you have an option that is in place, okay, like if I have JD, I got 1,800 shares of JD. If I sell the option today or yesterday, that locks those 1,800 shares until that option is either exercised or expires. If Friday comes along and it's worth, pennies or, nickels or whatever, I cannot sell the next ones until I get rid of this one. Okay, because the option you have locks the shares that you can't do anything with. You can't sell them. You can't sell another option. You can't do anything with them. Because you sold somebody the rights to buy it from you. Or buy it back. Yeah, you buy it back. Okay. If you have a margin account, you can't. You have to have the available money in the margin account, which means you have to have excess cash. So it's kind of like doing 2 trades at once. Me thinks your WBA and WGN along with M are at or near their current lows, watching closely. All right, Secretary, we'll take WBA's on the list. We'll take a look at WJN, JWN, and Macy's. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. But if you have no money to invest, you cannot double sell a stock. Yay, PF do 52, right? Okay. Pfizer, PFE. All right, that being said. All right, so can we move on now? Now that we know that stocks go down, okay? Now, so buy the shares, create, and sell the options. Exactly, champ. You got it. Now, so where were we? JD. We're on JD. So JD is the same exact scenario. I'm into JD at 27.96, way up here. Okay, way up here. Look where the stock is, way down here. I tried to sell the 27s yesterday. I tried to sell the 26s today. Neither one got filled. Okay, so neither one got filled. It didn't get filled today, and it didn't get filled yesterday. So tomorrow, I got to try again. Okay, so right now, it's at 25. So I'll probably end up selling, hold on, the 27s. If it's only 4 cents, it's not worth anything. Crap. And just hold on to it, wait to recover. If it got filled today, you would still make money. Basically, it depends on where it gets filled at. Okay? Because JD didn't get filled this week, and Abelmal didn't get filled this week. Okay? The other 4 did. So I got 6 positions in this particular account, in this account. Okay, I do have 5 different accounts. Hold on. All right, it got filled in that account. JD got filled in that account. So I got one account where everything filled. Other account, I got 2 of them that didn't fill. All right. How many shares do you have of JD? I have 1,800. All right. Anyway, that being said, Percy, you can sell a call at a lower price hoping it won't reach the price. That's basically correct. That's what I do. Now remember, I'm in JD at almost 28. Okay, the 28s are basically worthless. Okay, worth a penny a piece. Okay, so it's 18, about 18 bucks. Not a lot, but I don't want to throw it out. I will probably end up doing the 26.5s because the 20. See, here's where we are now. The 26.5s are way up here. Okay, that's a big move between the two. Okay, do I think it's going to move in the next 3 days? No, but the 26.5s are going for 8 cents a share. That's not a whole heck of a lot, but I'll keep my eye on it right up until the closing bell on Friday afternoon. All right. That being said, hopefully that answers the questions for you guys. Because remember, first of all, I said I average 1% per week. Excuse me. Okay, there's 3 weeks this year I have not hit 1%. I hit 0.85, and I hit 0.9, and hit 0.95. Okay, but I'm still up over 1% on average per week. Because we're into week 16. Okay, this account here is up over 20%. Okay, we're in week 16. This counts up over 20%, even though this week I might not hit 1%. F started to turn down T to my in the money option. I'm assuming that's what you mean. IMO, in my opinion. Oh, all right. F started to turn down T2 LMO. NWG. NWG. All right, so that being said, let's keep on moving forward. So what does JD normally do this time of year? For that, we use the seasonality chart. Give us an idea. All right, so that's clearly going to a little bit on the downside. All right, there's your 2 weeks. JD is going to continue down. However, all right, Chris, you got 40 grand locked up in JD? Okay, let's take a look. Hold on. Okay, this is historically speaking for JD. Okay, the blue represents this year. The red represents the last 10 years on average. Okay, she goes up January, February, March, she comes down. April, she goes sideways. She bottoms out in May. And then look what happens after she bottoms out in May. She shoots on up into the middle of June. Okay, I'd like to get out of it by the middle of June, personally. China is back open. JD was at 100. What happened? I have no idea what that means, Mike. Okay, China is back open. I have no idea what that means. JD was at 100. What happened? Whoops, let's go back to see what he's talking about. Okay, JD wasn't at 100 at all this year. 42 is the highest JD's ever been this year. Hi, James CLX was good to me today. Almost got 1% I am looking for. All right, Rocky. Asia is not open yet. Okay, I got that. China stock. Okay. Do you have a cap on the ATM of amount of shares you purchase for this strategy? Now, Shane, I got 5 different accounts. 98% of all my money in each one of those accounts is invested at all times. Why? Well, because I have what else am I going to do with it? Let's sit there and get nothing? No, I've been doing this long enough that I'm pretty okay with my decisions. My decision. You guys got to figure out what's right for you. Speedy the car. Hey, can you vaguely explain how you trade dividends? Okay. Vaguely, you ready? Every stock I look at, I throw into a dividend calendar. It tells me when the stock pays out its dividend. I like to buy the stock 2 weeks before the dividend because stocks usually move up 2 weeks before the dividend, thus allowing me to jump in 2 weeks prior to the EX date, grab the stock, sell the option against it, giving someone else the opportunity to buy it from me for the exact same amount I paid for it, using what's called a covered call. The covered call usually gives me a premium of 1% or higher. If, worst case scenario, I have to take it 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks right into the dividend, I get to cut premium, and dividend. How's that? Thank you, James, for the clarification on some things. All right, you got that. I think he's referring to 2021. It was over 100. Okay. Michael, alrighty. That doesn't really help me out. 10 to 15 trading days before the X date. 10 days. JD was at 109 in 2021. Yeah, okay, see, that may be fine and dandy, all right, but I do my trades on a weekly basis based on odds, probabilities, and buyer and seller sentiment. Okay, so if the buyers and sellers, that's you and I, decide whether or not a stock is too high or too low, and we do that by the charts. Okay, it goes up, 40 bucks, that's too high. We start selling, we add profits. Okay, and it kept profiting, that's too low, buy it, that's too low, we buy it, that's too low, so on and so forth. The low of the year is way down here. Okay, we're still at 25.06 at this moment in time. The bottom for this year, is 20.87. So every week you hold, it pays you 1% premium, so that's charged to the future buyer, right? No, not that at all. JD is scary. Well, sometimes it is. Now, so our high for the year is $42, okay? That's for the year. High for the year, $42. The low for the year is $20.91, right? 21 bucks right here. We're at 25 at the moment, so we're not even close to the low of the year yet. Okay, I'm only into it at 27. You know, it's not that big a deal. Wait a minute. How or where does the 1% premium come from? Oh, right, hold that. Scared money don't make money. That's true. Good point. Now, let me show you where I made the money. Okay, so at this moment in time, JD is at 25.16, right? The 25s are going for 48 cents. The 25.5s are going for 28 cents. Both of those are over 1%. Where I made 4% on JD 2 weeks ago. They had the dividend, and I got a nice fat premium. So I bought the stock, got the premium, got the dividend, and made over 4% in 1 week. So even though I'm losing money this week, okay, I'm still up over 5% with JD because I've had it for 3 weeks. 40K is what you have invested, locked up. Okay. Not me. I don't think. How much do I have in JD? Hold on a second. All right, I got 22 there. What the hell do I got here? $22 there. I don't have any in that one. Yeah, so I got 22 in 2 accounts. So it's 22 and 22. That's 44. Is what it is. $40,000 is what you have invested, locked up. 22, that's 44. Sorry, Chris. 44. Anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so that being said, JD. All right. Right now, the 25 is going for 48. You take the 16 off, that's 32. 32 divided by the purchase price, 25, not the 25.16, because we already subtracted the 16 from it. That's 1.28 or 1.3 if I buy it tomorrow morning. Now, I already own it, so when I bring it into a new week, I don't make the full 1% the second week around. Okay, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Now, there's a few companies that constantly give me 1%. I got an ice cream cone, thanks. Oh, I got 2 ice cream cones. Cool beans. Thanks, Alex. That's very nice of you. All right, so it's all about the numbers. Now, I always say never buy something you don't mind owning for a long period of time. So I have no problem owning JD. So I'll take it 1 week at a time, and I'll get whatever premium it gives me until the time to get out of it. Percentages are percentages. That's correct. Hello, Mr. Corey. Oh, that's a lot since you can make 1%. Hope you can get it out of it. All right, Chris, first year making more than my job trading futures. Scary. Okay. You remember speaking to me. Of course I do. If you started over with nothing and just opened a Charles Schwab account, what would you do first? Well, if I had nothing, I'd have to get a job first. All right, so hold on a second. Now, this is to answer someone's question. All right, so we are in week number 16 of the year, correct? Okay, it's 4 weeks in January. Hold on. Okay, 4 weeks in January, 4 weeks in February, that's 8. 5 weeks in March, that's 13. April, 1, 2, 3, my third week in April, that's week number 15. Okay, week number 15. Now, we're in week number 15. Now, all my trades are right here, so you can double check them yourself. We're in week number 15. Count number 1 is at 23.46%. Account number 2 is at 54% for the year. Don't trust me? Check out the numbers yourself. All the trades are right there. Okay? Covered call by AEO. 2,000 shares, $25.96. Sold the 26s for 46 cents. That's over 2%. Okay, Macy's. I bought it in 1988. I sold the 20s at 42 cents. Again, over 2%. AT&T. 1765. I sold the 1650s, 88 cents. I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. Okay, Albemarle. 131. I sold the 130s for $3 a share. That's over 2%. JD, I bought the stock at $27.96. Sold the 28s for 45 cents. Again, over 2%. Okay, so I made this week alone 6.7% in this week. Okay, check out they're all there. I'm not hiding anything. When I lose, I tell you I lose. When I make a mistake, I tell you I make a mistake. All right? My main objective, or my main goal here, is to show you there are ways of doing things that people don't want you to know. What are you on Thinkorswim desktop or web? I don't like the web. I don't. This is the desktop version. I've been doing the desktop version for over 15 years. Hi, Ed. How you doing? So my goal here is to show you guys there are possibilities. Hold on. What's this question right here I missed? Okay, Rocky. If I started again with nothing, just tell us what okay. Yeah, I'd have to get a job first to actually do it. I would live on someone's couch. I would eat rice and beans, and I would put as much as I possibly could to take advantage of the compound interest. Okay, so I have strategies that makes over 100, 200% per year. I would implement a lot of those. To preface, you must have a large amount of funds to see considerable payouts. Not necessarily so. It all depends on your situation. Okay, now I'm assuming, we're all over the age of 18. We all can take whatever we have, and if you make 50% per year, no matter what you start out with, you start with $50, you start out with $100, you start out with 1,000, you start out with 100,000, you start out with 1,000,000, whatever you start out with, whatever half of that amount is 1% per week. Okay, if you do it consistently. Now, a lot of people have a difficult time being consistent with their investing. Most people spend more time planning a family barbecue than they do with their own personal finances. So I've seen a lot of people coming and going. Okay, I do about an average of, I think 8,000 to 18,000 people a night will come through here and see this content. Okay, how many people will actually implement it? How many people will actually learn from it? How many people will actually do it? Okay, does it make sense? That's a big one. Does it make sense to have only companies that have consistently increased their dividends, so that in the worst case scenario, you get higher and higher dividends so you don't lose any money? Okay, you never lose until you sell for less than you paid for. Okay, so the 5 criteria. When I had to teach this, now this trading strategy was created for my 9-year-old daughter. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way she can lose. So how do you do that? Well, first of all, never buy something. Never buy something you're not okay with owning for a long period of time, even if it goes down. I bought Target at 135. That sucker went all the way down to 102. I carried that damn thing, I think, for 8 months before I finally broke even on it. Broke even. Did I make money on it? No, I broke even. But I carried it for 9 months. No, sorry, I think 8 months. Kimberly-Clark, I carried for 9 months. That's the longest I've ever carried anything. Okay, I broke even on Kimberly-Clark, broke even on Target, and I broke even on PPG last year, because they all dropped. But I kept selling premiums and I kept collecting dividends, and I finally sold each and every one of them at a break even. But everything else I did made money. So this year, if you take a look at the numbers, okay, take a look at these numbers here. Every single week I made over 1%, except for 3. Okay, week number 12 I made 0.9%. Okay, week number, where is it? Week number 4, I made 0.9. Week number 3, I made 0.85. But I'm still up from the beginning of the year, 23.46%. That's still over 1% per week on average. Okay, so this week I made 1.2. I made 1.5 last week, 1.2 the week before, 0.9, and then 3.9, so on and so forth. The numbers are all right there. When I say I make about average 1% per week. And if you add up the numbers, I'm well over 1% per week. All right, that being said, let's get back to looking at some stocks. Okay, because that's what we're here for. And no, you do not need a large amount of money. Okay, my grandson's account started out with, I think, a couple $100. Okay, now his strategy is a little bit different. Okay, his is a little bit different because he doesn't have the same amount of money, because he has to use different stocks and he has to use a different strategy. But it's all basically the same. Certain stocks have a tendency to go up before the EX date. Once you know who those stocks are, you find out when the EX date is. Finding out the EX date is easy. Just get a dividend calendar. Okay, they're available online. Go to Google. Dividend calendar. It tells you when each stock is going to pay its dividend. Once you know when the dividends are, you can buy the stock, get the dividend, get on out. Or you can buy the stock, do a covered call. The covered calls sometimes make a higher return than the dividend. It's the strategy of finding out when is the stock going to move at what point in time. How many trades do you make per week? Well, considering I have 5 accounts, I have one account that has 20 positions. About. Okay, so that's 20 positions in just one account. This account here that I share with you guys, this one has 6 positions this week. I think last week it was 6 positions. The week before I think it was 4. But I like to usually keep it even. Honey, can you grab my drink, please? Honey? You grab my drink, please? Yeah. Thank you. It's nice having one of those. She's awesome. Treats me nice. Alrighty. That being said, let's start looking at some more trades. Because we're into Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So tomorrow's going to be one of those weird days. Okay. I can see myself managing more than one position. Yeah, Mario, you do not want to have just one position. Okay, whatever amount of money you have, you want to separate it in at least three, like that, three, 4, 5 positions. Even, keep them even, because not all of them are going to move at the exact same time. Now, twice this year, it was an anomaly. Okay, 1 week, everything sold. Another week, which was last week, nothing sold. That usually never happens. I usually always have 1 or 2 selling. Why do you have different accounts? Why not just one? Well, because I do trade for other people. I do have people that actually, friends and family, that I trade for. Okay? And I have a couple other trading strategies that are a little bit more complicated than this one. All right. Do you mean get multiple positions on the same stock or different positions on different stocks? Champ, you do not ever want to put all your money in one stock. I did that once. I think I lost $91,000 in 1 week because I had everything. I had bet on one horse. That's it. All my eggs in one basket. Ever share those other strategies? Only for those that pay for it. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Okay, cardiology, you understand that? Okay, I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Okay, if 50% per year, this strategy is simple, safe, predictable. This strategy will get you 50% per year if you do it right. All right. Now, if 50% a year is not good enough for you, then you need to pay for the rest of the stuff. You know what I mean? Are the other strategies more short term? No, basically the same amount of time. Is 25 enough to get started? Yep, 25 is enough to get started. Okay, I have an account that I manage that has 14 in it. Of course, I'll drop you a message. Paying is fine. Hey, you've been here long enough. And I said over and over, almost every night, you want to talk to me, DM your phone number, I will call you. I will. I called this guy this afternoon and he couldn't believe, oh, you called? Oh, I do call. Yes, I do. Because, there's, before I forget, just to let you guys know, there is 22. Okay, counted them the other day. 22 imposters pretending to be me. So, if you really want to talk to me, send me a number and I will call you. And you should, by listening to me here, know that if I'm calling you, that it's really me. So you need at least 100 shares for a covered call. Yes, Mario, you do. I did talk to him on the phone. Corey, yes, you did. You only have to double 1,000 9 times to get to $1 million. Yeah, that's true. So if you get, we spoke last week. So Jonathan, if you have $1,000 and you double it 9 times, here's a great thing. Let's check this out. We're going to go here. We're going to go to weekly compound interest calculator, because I'm showing you how to do this on a weekly basis. Now, this screen here you're looking at is available to download and look live. It is broadcast live right now. So you can see the screen if you log on to the 10-Minute Trader and you click that little link that goes to YouTube Live, because it's on YouTube Live right now. Okay, so $1,000. Let's say we don't put any more money into it. Okay, and we get that 1% per week. All right, now after 1 year, you're going to have $1,667. All right, so that's 67% for 1 year. Okay, so let's break this down into the months. So if we go 16 months, 12. Nope, that's not doubled. 17 months. Okay, so you double your money every 17 months, correct? So if you're doubling your money every 17 months at 1% per week, here's the calculator right here. Yes.
It's like dirt.
Well, it has herbs in it. She said my drink looks like dirt. There's lemon, honey, rosemary, and oregano.
Fucking Italians.
It's one of those health drinks. What can I say?
Yeah, it ain't working.
Okay. Hey, I look pretty good for 60.
You look great.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, 7. What was I just saying? That's funny. I bought cough drops today too. All right, so as I was saying, dividend calculator, weekly compound interest calculator, unlike any other calculator I've seen. So 17 months, every 17 months you double your money. Okay, so 17 and 17 is 34, correct? 34. And you get 3,000, 4,000. Correct. Okay, add another 17. That's 40, 51. 51 weeks. 51 months. 51 months. Okay, that's 4 years. Wow, this is going to take a while, isn't it?
The way you add.
68 is another. That's a little over 5 years. Yeah, dude, that's going to take, no, that's going to take a long time. Yeah, doubling it every nine times, you get to $1 million. However, how many years is 9 times? Okay, it takes 17 months at 50% per year to get, at 1% per week to get to double. Be health and take care. We need you here. Thank you, Alex. Alex sent me a bracelet. Yay! Thank you, Alex.
What do you get from me?
That's more than you get from her. See what I have the views? 153 months. Okay, so that's 10 years, Jonathan. Right, you know what, Jonathan? You know what? Throw in $10 a week. See how much quicker you can get there. Yeah. You get there a lot quicker by adding $10 a week. 68 months to make it. Now, 68 months will only bring you up to 36,000. So I know every type of trading is the possibility to lose. I assume you look to lower the what? It's over 10 years. Yeah, it's over 10 years to go from 1,000 to 1 million, even if you get, 50% per year. My philosophy is add a little bit money in every week. Do you want the price to go up when you have a covered call? Oh, Champ, good question. I want to show you something, Champ. You're going to like this. Probably by this strategy, however, what are the odds in cases of loss? Something not adding up here. All right, Corey, hold on a second. All right, Champ, this is for you. You ready? See all these stocks on the calendar? All right, let's take a look at Hewlett Packard, HPQ. It's got a dividend on the 26th. This was March 24. Okay, this has already happened, all right? And I didn't do this ahead of time, so I'm just going to show you. March 2024, Hewlett Packard paid a 27-cent dividend. Okay, 2 weeks prior to this day would be the 26th of February. Okay, so let's take a look at HPQ. HPQ. You know, 26th of February. Okay. Okay, so here's the 26th of February. See it right here? Now, pay attention to the numbers up here. Here's the open of the day, the high of the day, low of the day, close of the day, and the volume of the day. All right, so the strategy is buy the stock 10 days or 2 weeks prior to on a Monday to the EX date. Now, if the EX date is the 12th, 2 weeks prior is the 26th, correct? Okay, so what was the price on the 26th? The opening on the 26th was 29 29.31, correct? All right, 29.31 was the opening of the day. Now, the dividend is 27 cents. So you add the 27 cents. Let's get the calculator out. Didn't want to do that. Okay, clear that. Are we in the bull market? Thoughts on SPX? Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to show you something. Okay, HPQ, Hewlett Packard. We take the 27-cent dividend. We want to add it to the opening of the day on the 26th, which is right over here. Okay, the opening of the day on the 26th was 29.31. Okay, plus 29.31. Now, that's going to give me my exit target, 29.58. Okay, so let's look. How many days did it take to get to 29.58? Okay, the high of the first, day 1, was 29.49. Day 2, nope. Day 3, nope. Day 4, nope. Day 5, 29.63. 5 days you hit your target. Okay, the stocks have a tendency to go up before the EX date. Okay, the EX date was the 12th. Okay, the 12th, right here. Okay, 10 days before the EX date, the EX date. Stocks have a tendency to go up. Now, I didn't just pick that out of the blue. I just, grab one. Okay, well, let's look at USB. USB, 49 cents on the 20th. Hold on the 27th. All right. 10 days prior to is the 13th. We'll jump in on the 11th. Okay, I like to buy it on a Monday. Gives me the option to have a higher premium for the dividend. Okay, so the 11th of March for USB. USB, the 11th of March. Whoops. There. Okay, the 11th of March, right over here. Okay, the opening of the day, 41.17. The dividend was 49 cents. So we clear that, 49 cents, and we're going to add that to the opening of the day, 43.17. Now we have an exit target of 43.66. Okay? Did you see how I got that? I took the opening of the day, okay? Opening of the day, because it is what it is. I can't change it. I don't make it up. These are the numbers that are recorded any way you want to look. The dividend's over here from the EX date. Now, the dividend was 49 cents, okay? It's posted right here, 49 cents. You add that to the opening of the day the week before, 2 weeks before, on the Monday. Okay, that was 43.17. Your exit target is 43.66. All right, what is the high of the day on the 11th? 43.78. So you've been in first thing in the morning, out by the evening. Okay, you'll be in the morning, out by the afternoon with your 49-cent dividend already added into it. You can take a look at almost any one of these stocks on my list will do the exact same thing. Why? Because I've been doing it for years. That's why they're on my personal list. EX date is the EX dividend paid. No. Hold on. All right. There are 4 dates. 4 dates you need to know when investing in dividend stocks. The first one is the dividend announcement date. Right here, the dividend announcement date. That's when they announce a dividend. The second date is the EX date. That's the last day the stock trades before the dividend's paid out. The third is the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. The fourth date is the payment date, and that's self-explanatory. So, 4 dates you need to remember: announcement date, EX date, date of record, and payment date. Buy it on or before the EX date to collect the dividend. Okay, I like to buy 2 weeks before the EX date. I like to do it on Monday because then I can sell options against it. If I don't have enough money, then I can just buy a few shares, collect that dividend, get out, move on to the next one. What are the odds or cases of losing with this strategy? Well, here's the thing. Speedy the car. Okay, Speedy the car. Always remember the 5 rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold long term. Don't go in buying and say, oh, I'm getting out in a day or two. It doesn't work that way. You're buying something that you want to hold for the long term. Okay? Okay, Hewlett Packard, no problem holding that long term. Okay? KHC, Heinz Ketchup, no problem holding that long term. Say that again. Never buy something you do not want to hold for the long term. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company has 20 years of increased dividends. Make sure the company has weekly options. And make sure the numbers all work. When you say in and out, do you stick around long enough to collect the dividend on the payment date? No, not at all. Matthew, you weren't paying attention. Let me explain it to you again. Okay, go a little bit slower this time. Okay, almost every stock on my list, okay, see these little green dots? Each one of those green dots represents a stock, okay, on my list. Okay, that's my personal, one of my personal lists. Yes, but then I would be better off interesting my money to prop times for better returns than 4% a month. Oh, hey, if you want to get more than 4% a month, hey, that's great. 4% a month is 48% per year. Okay? And you know, this is just a strategy I came up with my 9-year-old daughter back in 2008. And it works fine for me, and I average over 50% per year. That works for me. If that's not enough for you, then you're in the wrong place. Because I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm not looking to buy a stock and have it go to the roof. No, I'm looking for a safe, secure, predictable income. Okay? That's all I'm looking for, is a safe, predictable income. All right? I'm at the point where I don't want to work if I don't want to. I mean, I still work, don't get me wrong, because I enjoy working. Okay, the boss will call me up and say, James, you feel like working this week? Maybe yes, maybe no. Say, I only work if I feel like it. Right, which I haven't worked, oh my goodness. I think I worked twice this winter. That was it, twice. 2 days. Should have worked twice for since December. The weather's starting to get nice out again, so I might, volunteer to go do some more work. But Speedy, if you have a trading strategy that gets you safe, predictable, consistent, 4% a year and 4% a month, hey, more power to you. Okay, it's awesome. Okay, I would like to know what it is. All right, so you just hold the stock until it day opening plus dividends and sell. Yeah, buy the stock at the opening, right? Add the dividend into it, and then jump out. Ford was $4. I find that hard to believe. No, Ford has never been at $4 this year. The lowest Ford has ever got to was $9.64. Well, Jonathan, I'm not talking about years ago. Years ago, Nvidia was under $100. Now it's over $900. I don't play that game. I'm here now. Okay, what can I do this week? Not what could I have done years ago. Things can crater. Yes, they can. I didn't say it. Okay, thanks for the explanation. Alrighty, let's move on. Yes, I have Ford. Well, good for you. Ford hit a low of this year at $9.63. I bought Ford and sold Ford many a times over the last couple of years. Dividends are tax inefficient. Oh my goodness. Best to avoid them if you actually have higher tax bracket. All right, This is going to be specifically for you, user 974217776, yeah, whatever. Okay? If you're worried about taxes, you need to talk to a tax strategist, a tax planner. Okay? So, if you're worried about paying taxes, it's like going to a Maserati dealer and asking them, hey, what kind of gas mileage does this thing get? Or a Rolls-Royce dealer, hey, what kind of mileage does this thing get? It doesn't work that way. If you have to worry about taxes, then you're in the wrong game. Okay, if 50% return per year for you makes you uncomfortable, then don't do it. But James, you could make so much more money if you could travel in time. Yes, I could. But I don't work that way. Okay, I like to see what's here in front of me now and what can I do next week. Okay, I don't care the forward's on $4. I'm pretty sure Ford was at $1.55 at one point in time. I can't go back and buy it at $1.55. I can't go back and buy it at $4. I can't even go back and buy it at $9.63 a couple of months ago. Qualified dividends is long-term tax. Yeah, well then you're Lily and Darth. I had such high regards for you. Okay, if you're worried about taxes, you really need to assess your situation and how you do your investing. If you're doing it in your own personal name, yeah, you're going to get screwed, so you might as well get a kiss beforehand. Okay? You need to talk to a tax strategist or tax planner to find out how to not pay taxes on your income. I've seen conflicting information on the EX date, mostly say you need to buy on the day before. Okay, you can buy on or before the EX date. I don't like to buy even close to the EX date. I like to do 2 weeks out. 1 week if it's really paying good premium. But the week of, no. I don't like buying the week of the dividend. Excuse me. Okay, I don't like buying the week of the dividend because the stock usually goes down. And then the premiums usually aren't that good the week of the dividend. But all in all, it always comes down to the numbers. You know, what am I making off of it? Is it going to be a good play this week? I'm trading an HSA, so no taxes. Okay, so then why you need to share that information so everyone else can pay no taxes. What is an HSA? Yeah, I just said the same thing. What is an HSA? Just joined. What do you trade? I trade dividend stocks, and I sell covered calls against dividend stocks to get a safe, secure, predictable 1% per week. James, I think was the name. Anyways, love to free teach, but GTG hope all gets well. Okay, thank you for that. I have no idea what GTG means. I can pay their taxes. Well, Gabby, that's very nice of you. By 1 minute before the dividend. I have no idea how you do that one. Do you try to time your covered sell? I do. First thing Monday morning. Okay? First thing Monday morning, I buy my stock. First thing Monday morning, I sell my covered calls. Because I'm selling time. Okay, the most time you're going to get in 1 week is 9:30 a.m. on a Monday to 3:59 on a Friday. That's the most amount of time there is. That's the first time you can buy, and that's the last time you can sell before the option expires. For the highest premium, yeah, I don't do it that way. I usually go safest bet. A health savings account free for tax. I've never heard of a health savings account. I'll have to take a look at that one. How much of your capital do you risk each trade? How many trades do you have going at the same time? Well, Peter, 98% of all my money is invested at all times. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Highest dividend yield. All right. What is about the highest dividend yield you are willing to purchase, or no difference? No difference. Leverage and no leverage. And if you hit your target before your anticipated date, you 100% out. I'd like to get 100% out. I would, if like buy it on a Monday, I'd like to be out on Friday afternoon. HSA, I think it's a health savings account, free of taxes. Yeah, I'd like to see that one. Got to go. Okay, got that one. Do you trade Best Buy on any of your other accounts? I know it doesn't meet the dividend requirements there. Here. Well, Tim, I'll look at it for you if it makes you feel better, but if it doesn't meet my criteria, then I don't buy it. It's because I don't want to be one of those people that says one thing and does another. Even though it comes across once in a while that I do that. Somebody pointed out that Apple does not have 20 years of increased dividends, and neither does Paramount. Does not have 20 years of increased dividends. And I told them, you are 100% correct. However, both Apple and Paramount are on Warren Buffett's list. That's why I trade those. The only reason I trade those. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff on his list that don't really make it to my list, but I trade it because it's on his list. And I think we all can agree. Do you buy pre-market the stocks? No, I don't. Is the best project ever. Invest and be financially stable. Sphinx Lab. Join Sphinx Lab is the best project ever. Interesting. I don't think he's paying attention to what I do, but that's fine. Have you heard of Sphinx? I've heard of Sphinxter. It will definitely go to greatest heights. Let's get there together. Yeah, I don't think so. Look into charitable trusts. Can also pay family members out of it. That's correct, you can. Any options on investing off FDA approval calendar? Now, I'm assuming you're talking about pharmaceutical stocks getting ready for FDA approval. If they have 20 years of increased dividends and they meet all my other criteria, I'll look at them. But do I do the FDA approval calendar? No, I don't. Okay, I only do directly related to the dividend. Because I've found in all my years of trading that stocks only move for one or two reasons. Only two reasons. A known reason, which you can plan for, and an unknown reason, which you can't plan for, but you can react to. What do I mean by that? Well, if a CEO suddenly dies, or if some new invention, a eureka moment, and they come up with something new overnight, or if there's a huge lawsuit, or if, in the case of ExxonMobil, the Valdez, when it crashed into the, Puget Sound, way up there in the Northwest, or when BP sprung a leak in the Gulf. Okay, you can't plan for events like that. But what you can plan for, stock splits, dividends, earnings reports, conference calls, special events on calendars, stuff you can plan for, easier to make trades on. Now, the only thing I found that has predictability to it and consistency to it are the dividends. Now, you might think it's earnings. No, I've seen positive earnings where stocks go down. I've seen negative earnings where stocks go up. There's no rhyme or reason to earnings reports. People are weird. Okay, but dividends, people have a tendency to jump in just before the EX date just to collect the dividend because it's a guaranteed payment, sharing of profits. I'd be surprised if HSA allows you to trade options. Yeah, some of them don't. Hey, Randall Ray showed up. How you doing? Check out Sphinx. Yeah, nope, ain't gonna happen. Is it normal for stocks to drop before they pay dividend? No, it's normal for them to go up before they pay dividend. It's normal for them to go down after they pay the dividend. That FDA approval calendar trading bias pharmaceutical is kind of hard to keep up with them. Yeah, well, okay, they have an old saying, and I'm an old guy. I am. I'm a Gen Xer. Okay, we are a strange breed. Okay, we know what up is, we know what down is, we know what hot is, we know what cold is, we know what a man is, we know what a woman is. Okay, there's no gray area for us. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so I've been doing this strategy ever since I taught my daughter, okay, back in 08. Buy it before the EX date, collect the dividend, get on out and move on to the next company. Okay, if a company has an increase in their dividends for more than 20 years, that means they're pretty good at what they do. May not be glamorous, okay, making what do you call it, toothpaste, toothbrushes, hairbrushes, shampoo, conditioner, toilet paper, paper towels. That's not glamorous at all. Yet, you got a company that's been doing it over 100 years, and they've increased their dividends for over 50 years. Okay, it's boring. Big deal. I get 1% every week whenever I trade that one. And I'll trade it 4 times, like Lowe's. I'll buy Lowe's 4 times a year, usually always the second week of the quarter. Now, I bought Lowe's the second week of the first quarter. I bought Lowe's the second week of the second quarter. And I'll look at Lowe's again in another 90 days, because that will be the second week of the third quarter. Okay? Certain stocks have a tendency to move consistently. That's what I play for. And that's it. I only look at 150 stocks. How does covered call protect your position in the dividend strategy? All right, Champ. I'll write Hasbro down. Wait, hold on a second. H-A-S. All right, Champ, look at it this way. There's 9,500 stocks in the stock market. Half of them share their dividends with the shareholders. That's you and me. Half of them do not share the dividends. They just put the money back into the company for capital appreciation. All right. So I want consistent, predictable income. Safe, consistent, predictable income. That's what I want. That's me. Okay. If you want capital appreciation, you're in the wrong place. All right. So if you take a look at 9,500 different companies in the stock market and you shrink them down to 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. There's a few other criteria in there, but that's all minor. But those are the 2 main ones. It will bring you down to less than 200 companies. Less than 200 from 9,500. Okay, you take those 150 to 200 stocks and you put them into a dividend calendar based on when they pay their dividend. Every week, let me see, open this up a little bit. Okay, see that? Every week, I have between 5 and 20 good qualified companies to choose from. Now, if the numbers all work, remember rule number 5, the numbers got to work. Okay, that means the chart has to be okay. The 1 year, the 90-year, the 1 year chart, the 90-day chart, 30-day chart, and the seasonality chart all have to be in a positive light. What does that mean? It means I never buy at a low, and I never buy at a high. Well, because a high is a high, okay? It's not higher, it's the high. I don't want to have to go someplace it's never been. It's like standing on a ladder waiting for someone to give you a taller ladder to get a little higher. Standing on a ladder to reach for the sky. Yeah, no thanks. Okay? You're down here in the basement digging a hole. I can stop digging. Okay? I don't want to call the bottom. I don't want to, hey, I brought it all the way down to the bottom. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, there's certain criteria I look for. I look for the high, I look for the low, where it was, where it is. This is the 1 year chart. I'll do the exact same thing for the 90-day chart. Exact same thing for the 30-day chart. And then I want to see how does it normally move throughout the year based on seasonality over a 10-year period. Okay, I'll take a look at that also. Then I will check out the numbers. If I buy it, am I going to get a 1% premium this week? And is it going to go sideways or up in the next week? Because it's easy to figure out by looking at this right here. Let's zoom into that for a second. It's easy to look right here. Get your 30-day high here, and look where you are now, 1209, a new bottom. Okay, I'm not buying at a new bottom. I want it to find its bottom, for us, the investors, and say, wait a minute. That's the absolute bottom. Ford is worth more than that. Until enough of us say, hey, Ford's worth more than that, and starts to turn around and go back up, I'll just look at it until it makes that decision. And then I won't look at it until I make that decision and it's getting ready to pay its dividend. It all comes together. 150 different stocks within a 66 trading day period, because there's only 66 trading days in a quarter. Okay, these stocks, most of these stocks pay every 90 days. It means every 90 days they write a check. Do I want that check? No, I want that 1% going into the dividend. Okay, because stocks have a tendency, well, these stocks have a tendency to go up just before the dividend date. That's what I want. Okay, so hopefully that answered that question. So I don't really care about the dividend, champ. I only use the dividend as a signal when to buy, because most of the stocks on my list go up before the EX date. Hasbro, let's go Gen X. Yeah, yes, we are a crazy bunch. Correct. Better when companies pay more than 20 years. I absolutely agree with you. Thank you, Alex. I mean, there's over 150 of them. I personally cannot trade 150 stocks every week, and I wouldn't want to. Okay, I found something that works for me. It works for me perfectly fine, and I'm sharing it with you guys out of the kindness of my heart. No, actually, I'm building a foundation for my grandson to emulate. He's 4 years old, and this is going to be a video, what do you call it? A video diary, so to speak. Oh, this is what Papa G used to do to get me to where I am, because I'm hoping when my grandson turns 18 and he inherits this, because my children don't care about money at all. Go figure. What would stop you from buying Lowe's again in the third quarter if the numbers didn't work? Okay, so the trend, which is what you see here, 30-day high, she drops up. Okay, she drops, bounces up. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days of going down with no sign of stopping. Okay? It's going to continue to go down until it's done. That is the trend. From here, from this bottom here, which was the previous 30-day bottom, to the top was the trend to the upside. And the trend is your friend right up to the end. Okay? Because it turns around and goes back. Because the stock will get to a certain point, and people say, wait a minute, it's not worth 14. Well, let's get out and grab our profits. It's exactly what they did. Okay, they did it one day and said, wait a minute, a little bit of bounce. They call that dead cat bounce. Big drop, a little bit of a bounce up, then finishing going down. Good night, Miss Jacqueline. What does it mean when a stock is violent and then stable? How much does it take to start? Everybody starts with their own different amount. Okay, I get someone who started with 120,000. I got someone who started with $50. I got another person who started with a couple 100,000. So everyone's different. Okay, there's 155 people here. I'm pretty sure none of us have the exact same amount of money. Okay, now I know a few people here in the audience. I know how much they have. They have no clue what I have. But from what they tell me, and nobody's the same. Everyone has a different amount. I read it backwards. I have no idea what that means. Start with what you can afford to lose. That's one way of looking at it, Al. But I don't look at it that way, Al, because I look at it as if you have money invested somewhere, if you have 401k, more than likely someone is investing your money somewhere. So why don't you just cut out the middleman and do it yourself? Ask yourself a question. What companies make sense? Randall Ray, Beth says hi. Okay, hi Beth. I don't know who Beth is, but okay. High volatility versus low volatility, violent versus stable. Okay, just from the previous comment, I made no worries, buddy. Hey, well, alrighty then. But, it is what it is, okay? You take a look at the numbers. If you get a 401k, if you have a money manager or whatever, they're putting your money somewhere. My point was, don't start with with your rent money. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, 98% of all my money is invested. Okay, I take my rent money out of my trading account every month. I do, because I trade different strategies than you guys see here. You guys seen just one strategy here. Okay, now I said last week I got rid of my Apple because it was only giving me 4% per week. It was only giving me 4% per week. I had to get rid of it. Anyway, let's continue moving on. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Ford. I would jump into Ford as soon as Ford finds its bottom and turns around. Okay, next one on our list is going to be ExxonMobil. Isn't that funny? We talked about ExxonMobil a little while ago. Do you do the wheel strategy also? Yes and no. Not here. HAS has monthlies. You can cross it off. Thanks, 86 Hasbro. Now, the wheel strategy, it's a good strategy. You're adding a couple more steps to this strategy, and it's basically the exact same thing. Okay, you're putting up a chunk of money, okay, to get a return. Same thing. Okay, buying a stock, you're putting up a chunk of money, selling the option to get a return. Okay, the wheel, you're selling a cash secured put. You're putting up a chunk of money to collect a premium. Exact same. Okay, you put up a chunk of money, you collect a premium, you get put the stock, that chunk of money still stays there, you sell another premium, okay, then you get back to cash. So it's chunk of money, premium. Chunk of money, premium. Same thing. I just take out the cash secured put part. Okay, and I based all my trading directly around the EX dividend date. Okay, so that's part where, I know stocks move up just before the EX date. That's why I use that. All right, we're looking at ExxonMobil. We were just talking about Exxon, weren't we? XOM. Okay, so we're at an interesting point at the moment. What do I mean by that? Interesting point. Here it is. ExxonMobil, we could buy at 118.80. Okay? The closest strike price is going to be the 119. And that's going for 92 cents. Not quite 1%. But we only got 3 days left. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Not a whole lot of money is going to be made. You make most of your money on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, the premiums get cut. So we could go and look at next week's. I'm new to this. What's the best way for me to start? Christine Alley, welcome to the show. I am James. Pleased to meet you. Christine, you're new here. It might be best for you to sit, listen, see if it makes sense. Okay, because we're only buying good quality dividend stocks, selling a covered call against them, collecting a 1% premium on a weekly basis to come to around 50% per year. Okay, I don't know if that excites you or interests you, but if it does, just hang out. I'm here every night. That's me, Akula. Alrighty. So, I like ExxonMobil and I don't like ExxonMobil. As I was saying, if we bought it first thing in the morning, we try to get some strike against it. Okay, we're not getting the 1%. But if we go to next week, we are getting the 1%. But here's the thing. Look at this chart. Okay, look at the movement from the middle of January to where we are now. It was at 96, now it's at 125. Okay, that's $35. That's a 30% increase. Okay, and the pullback it has, now there's more pullback coming. So it's going to be, for me, no to ExxonMobil this week. Okay, me personally, I like to see more of the profits taken out of here. Okay, see all this profit right here? I like to see more of the profit taken out before I jump in. And then I want to wait until the EX date's coming along. Simon, I have no idea if ExxonMobil's on Warren Buffett's list. Hold on. Nope. ExxonMobil's not on Warren Buffett's list. Sorry. So in theory, someone could simply buy a call before the EX date, then sell it back on it. Hypothetically speaking, you're talking about, yeah, you could do that, but there's risks in calls. Okay, so when you take a look at ExxonMobil, all right, pay attention to this. This is important. Okay, when you're buying a call, you're taking the risk of it's going down. So hold on. You see that movement right there? Okay, that took from the middle of January, all of February, March, and now we're in April. Okay, almost 3 months to make that move. Now, what does the stock normally do? At this time of year, it normally goes sideways. So what happens if you buy a call and the stock just stays flat? Okay, you're losing time value. Every day that goes by, you're losing time value. Okay, that means if you buy it on Monday for $1, by the time Friday gets around, it's not going to be worth $1 anymore. Because you take a look at how they price the options. They call it the Black-Scholes pricing options. It's a freaking weird formula, it really is. But a large portion of the value in an option is time from the day you buy it until the day it expires. That clock never stops ticking. Tick, 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 until you get to the expiration date. Yeah, phenomenal Phil. Haven't seen you in a couple of days, dude. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, that being said, ExxonMobil's a no for me. Is there any better dividend than Exxon? Oh, Nancy, I look at 150 different companies in a quarter. IVV. I'm starting to get tired. I don't know if you guys noticed that. All right, that was ExxonMobil. Next on the list is UHC. Green Jay, nice to see you again. UHC has no option. That's a no. GDI. Gardner, Denver, blah, blah, blah. Really? That has no options either. JP Morgan is already on the list. We wrote that down yesterday. Ooh, Procter & Gamble. Ooh, then we're doing Microsoft. Somebody wanted to see Microsoft. That's coming up next. Now, we were talking about companies that are over 100 years old and have consistently increased. Akula, good night. See you again. Greetings. First time here. Really enjoying the knowledge. Just following so I can watch more. Well, Anthony Garcia, welcome to the show. All right, so Procter & Gamble, again, dividend king, in business for over 100 years. Procter & Gamble, you've heard of this company before. Okay, they've increased their dividends for 50 consecutive years. Okay, it means every year, year after year after year. So if you buy it right now at 155 and it goes down, here's an idea. Let's say you buy 100 shares. Let's Procter & Gamble. Hold on. Okay. The 18th, Procter & Gamble. That's actually in 2 days. Okay, Procter & Gamble is going to pay $1 per share. All right? $1 per share. So, if you buy 100 shares today at $155.95, because that's what the price is at the moment. Okay, you buy 100 shares. How many dividends are you going to get? You're going to get 100, correct? Okay, you're right, Whitehouse, J.R. Whitehouse. So let's say, hypothetically, you buy 100 shares at $155.95. Okay, we can agree on that. 100 shares, you're going to get 100 dividends. It's about $100. Okay? Now, let's say hypothetically, isn't that already priced into the stock? No, it's not. Okay, so let's say hypothetically speaking, you buy it at $155.95 and you collect 100 dividends this week. This week. Okay. Now let's say next week the stock drops down to $100, but you don't sell it. When the dividend comes up again, how many dividends are you going to get? 100 dividends, because you own 100 stocks. Regardless of what you bought the stock at, you can sell. Yeah, you can. I see that. I see that. Mr. Whitehead, 100. Okay, so if you bought the stock even at 162, look where it is up here. 162. If you bought it at 162, you bought 100 shares at 162, you're going to collect 100 dividends, which is $100. Okay? If you bought it over here at 142, 100 shares, how many dividends are you going to get? 100, which is $100. Regardless of what you pay for it. Okay, whatever you pay for it doesn't really matter. 100 shares is still 100 shares. Now lost your principal. You didn't lose anything. Okay, Mr. Whitehead, I'm saying if you bought it for 162, 141, 183, you bought 100 shares, you're entitled to 100 dividends, regardless what the price is. But as soon as you sell it for less than you paid for it, then you lose money. Okay, remember, rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Rule number 2, which you seem to be missing, never sell at a loss. Never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure it has 20 years or more of increased dividends. A paper loss doesn't mean shit. Okay, a paper gain doesn't mean shit. Okay, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, if you buy it at $5 and it's now at $155, you're still only entitled to 100 dividends. That's it. It doesn't matter what you pay for it. Okay, if you buy 100 shares, you're getting 100 dividends. So whether you buy it at $5 or whether you buy it at $500, 100 shares is 100 shares. Okay, the reason why rule number 3 is 20 years or more of increased dividends. A dividend is not a paper gain. No, a dividend is not a paper gain. A dividend is your share of the profits. Where can I get dividends? You got to buy the stock first. What I'm trying to say is, regardless of what you pay for the stock, if you buy the stock and never sell it, okay, 100 shares, regardless of what you pay for it, if you only have 100 shares, you're only getting 100 dividends. We're talking about Procter & Gamble, which is PG. Okay, and I'm not one for paper losses. That doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, paper gain. It's like people buying a house. Oh, I got all this equity in my house. Equity doesn't mean squat because you can't spend it. Okay, a paper gain doesn't mean squat until you do it. I bought General Electric years ago for the dividend. Now look at it. Yeah, well, it ain't a profit until you take it. Costco is paying dividends this year too. Yes, it is. Difference you ever do SBN1? I don't know. So you only buying it for dividend, dove, and not stock rising potential. No, you're not listening either. How do I find stocks to pay dividends? All right, browser. Go to Google and put into the search engine, Dividend Kings. Those companies have increased their dividends for 50 consecutive years. Dividend Aristocrats. Those companies have increased their dividends for 25 years. Dividend Champions. They've increased their dividends for, I think, 15 years. Dividend Challenge, so on and so forth. Dividend King, yeah, that's just one of them. Most of these people that are watching you have no clue what you're doing. Well, I'm trying to, okay, NEP 3.6 for the next week for the 27 call. All right, take a look at that. Who wants to hold on to Procter & Gamble for 20 years to make a profit on a principal? All right, Mr. Whitehead, you're not listening. You're not getting what I'm saying. Really, you're not. okay? I don't want to buy and hold for years. I don't. I want to buy it on Monday. I want it to be gone on Friday, okay? If the numbers work, they work. If the charts tell me this is what it's going to do based on historical performance, odds and probabilities in my favor, then yeah, I'll do it. The idea is never buy something you don't want to hold, you don't mind holding. Is make sure it's a good company. I know Procter & Gamble's been in business for over 100 years. I know Procter & Gamble has increased their dividends for over 50 consecutive years. This I know. The dividend's coming up, and stocks have a tendency to go up before the dividend. So I want to buy it before the dividend, take my 1%, get out, say thank you, and I'll see you again in 90 days. It's really not that difficult. Okay, this strategy was created for a 9-year-old. And if you're here watching me and listening to me, you have to be over the age of 18. And if you're over the age of 18, I'd like to think that if a 9-year-old can do it, you should be able to also. That's right, I have no clue to why I'm trying to learn. Okay. The more you listen, the more you learn. Yeah, I'm here every night. So, its principal continues to go down. Oh my goodness. What about rail stock? All right, Jay, I don't separate my stocks by industry. I don't. I separate them by when they pay their dividend. It's called dividend investing for a reason. I look at the dividend. I buy the stock before the dividend. I grab 1%. I get out and I say thank you very much. When you talk about option premiums and making 1%, can you give us an example? Yes, I can. Let's find a good one. Let's look at Macy's. Macy's, I love Macy's because Macy's always gives me a nice premium. Okay, now a year ago, let's see some more of these questions. Philip Morris, why now stocks with month dividends? Chris, we'll look at some of those. You got to give me a good one to look at. Almost bought Macy's today. Where are you from? The Boston area. Ever tried covered calls? That's exactly what we're doing here, Ben. Martin, because if you're in the money, then you have to go blah, blah, blah. Oh, have a good night. Okay. I still don't understand how options come into this strategy. All right, champ. I'm going to give you an example right now because somebody wanted to see the 1%. You ready? Macy's, one of my favorite stocks this year. Okay? I made a bunch of money on Macy's this year. Macy's was at $17.83 a year ago. The bottom of the year was $10.52, and that was back in October. Finished up the year last year at $19.85. The last 90 days, right here we go. Okay, last 90 days. Okay, opened up at $18.22. A couple of days later, on the 19th of January, was the low of the 90-day period. So you don't do the theta gang selling things. No, I don't. Only the weeklies. Okay, Xavier. Check out Sphinx Lab. Come on. Okay, 90-day bottom, the 19th of January, and again the 29th of February. Okay, the 90-day top was 22.08. Okay, here we are 90 days ago, 3 months ago. 90-day top is right here. All right, let's look at the last 30 days. All right, 30 days ago today, we opened up at 21.40. I said dividends, not options. Yeah, Chris, we're getting there. Champ, you buy 100 shares, sell a call, you get the premium collector. All right, thanks for that, Al, but I'm trying to show how you actually, I'm going to show you an example. All right, 30 days ago, okay? 30 days ago, we opened up at 21.40. 30-day high was 22.10, right here, 22.10. It goes down 5 days, and bounces 2 days. Okay, then it goes down 4 days and it bounces up 5 days. Then it drops down and makes the 30-day bottom on the 4th, right here. 30-day high is here. 30-day low is here. She bounces back up 5 days, and now there's a pullback. Okay, right now we're at $18.99. Now, you ready for this? Okay, now tomorrow morning I can buy Macy's at $19.09. Okay, the last trade was $18.99. The bid is $18.84. The ask is $19.09. So if I want to buy it, I'm paying $19.09. Okay, now we come down to the option chain right here. The $19 strike price is going for 30 cents. All right. Now, I'm losing 9 cents right off the top because the purchase price is $19.09. So I subtract that 9 cents off of the premium. The premium is 30 cents. So if I take 9 cents off that, I'm only making 21. Now, I know 21 cents doesn't sound like a lot of money. 0.21. And I'm going to divide it by the purchase price of $19. And that comes to a grand total of 1.1% for the week. Now that option expires at 4 o'clock on Friday afternoon. So if I buy it tomorrow morning at the opening of the day, 1909, at the opening of the day, I sell someone the rights to buy it from me for the exact same price I paid for it. I collect 1.1%. Don't have to have commissions to cover the closing costs. Depends on where you have your account. Okay, Robinhood, you don't have commissions. Thinkorswim, let's actually do the trade. Okay, I'll show it to you. Get out of there. Come over here to covered stock. And the 19's right there. Okay, so let's cut this down to just 1 so you don't confuse you guys. Okay, now here's the trade right here. Buy 1 covered Macy's 100. Those are the weeklies. 19 April 24. That expires this Friday. 19 call. That's the 19 call option. Okay? And Macy's at 1868. So I'm buying Macy's at 1868 and selling the call at the exact same time. Limit order to open to open. So I'm opening a stock trade and I'm opening an option trade at the exact same time. Now, my profit is $32. So I'm going to put $32 into the calculator. And how much is it costing me? It's costing me $1,868. Okay, divided by $1,868. That gives me a grand total of 1.7%. Okay, there's the trade right there. 100 shares of Macy's, sell 1 contract at the exact same price I'm paying for it. And I'm making 1.7%. Okay, the trade's right there. Okay, not hiding anything. It's really not that difficult. See, the list of the stocks that you guys give me, all this stuff, 98% of it's crap. Don't want to insult anyone. Okay, I've been doing this for over 20 years. Most of everything you guys give me to take a look at ain't on my list. Macy's is on my list. I actually have Macy's at this moment in time. I think I have it in 4 accounts because it's a good stock. All right, let's get back to where we were. Oops, I want to get out of that. Get out of that. Go back to here. Now, I hope that answers your question. That's pretty good for 3 days. Yes, it is, Wade. That's one of the reasons why I like Macy's. And I usually trade Macy's every single week. So that means, hypothetically, you'll be in and out of Macy's on Monday morning in minutes. Not necessarily so. Because even though Macy's is at $18.99 now, okay, I sell the 19s, okay, if on Friday afternoon she's at $18.98 or $18.95 or $18.53, whatever it's at on Friday, we'll decide what's going to happen over the weekend. If it's over 19, I'll be back into cash on Monday. I just gave you one. Right there, Macy's. Okay, if you don't like 1.7% for 3 days, I can't help you out. Okay, 1.7, I just did the math. 1.7% for 3 days on Macy's. If I buy it first thing in the morning at $19.09, which is the current price right up here, $19.09, the strike price of 19 is going for $18.79. Okay, that's 1.7% for 3 days. So, if do that 9 additional stocks in a week, I can make 17% in a week. I think your math is incorrect. Oh, that's right. It's a covered call, so you're covered. Got it. Anthony Garcia, good night. And look at that. We have 5 more minutes, so we're going to wrap it up real quick. Okay, so I'm here from 9 until 11:30. Yeah, Dave, I thought that once too, but 1.7% is 1.7%. If you do 1.7% in 10 different stocks, it's still 1.7%. ENB, Chandler, I don't think we have enough time to do anymore. Plus, I have a whole bunch on the list still. But I'll put on ENB. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. Okay, so Dave, look at it this way. Let's say you have $100,000, right? And you do 10 different trades, 10 grand in each one, and you get 1.7% on each one. 1.7 on 10 grand is 170 $107. Okay, and then you do another trade on another stock, you get 1.7%. Okay, that's $107. $107. You add all that up together, you divide it by 100,000. It's only 100. It's only 1.7%. Sorry, I thought the same thing once when I was younger. But if I get a 6-month CD, I get 6%, and then I sell that after 6 months, and I buy another 6-month CD, I can get another 6%. That's 12% a year. No, it doesn't work that way. It's 12%. 6% for the year. So in 6 months, it's only 3%. SO. I don't think SO is even a stock. So just to let you guys know, the wife came out for her last night's cigarette. When so she goes in, so do I. SO. Okay. Thanks, James, and everyone else. Matt, I live in Mexico now. Okay. Christine Alley. Yeah. So the short of it, I can retire by 40. It really depends on how much money you got. Okay, so if you have enough money to live off of 1% per week, then you can. More power to you. Okay, I'm going to say no to SO. Okay, you got, what's that, 6 down days in a row? Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I look for the bottom first. Wait till it finds the bottom and then jump in. And the 69.54. Yeah, and it's a no here also. Look, 69.54. The 69s are going for 10 cents. No to SO. Time zone is Eastern Standard Time. Okay, the stock market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on my computer 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wake up at 8 and it's time to go. Yep, what time frame? 30 days. Big dip buy opportunity. Could very well be. Okay, but all my money's already tied up. So I got interesting couple of days coming up. But we don't know what's going to happen by Friday. You know, I'm into the stocks that I'm into, and I'm okay. Okay, if I have to hold on to them, I will. If I have to get, a smaller amount than 1% for the week, I'll take a smaller amount for the week. Okay, I won't know what my rate of return will be until Saturday. Why Saturday? Because options expire on Saturday. All the math and all that crap is all figured out on Saturday. All right, it's 11:30. I'm going to call it a night. I don't really roll the calls. I let them expire, and then Monday I will sell other ones. All right, catch you guys all later. Tomorrow is another day. Done and done. Hold on a second. 8,500. Dividend investing for weekly cash flow.